Giving all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rahakodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations, as always, to the elect. You brothers and you sisters coming back to the obedience, all right, of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in these latter days via the Holy Spirit, all right, that has been sent, all right, to the servants, the prophets, to preach, to prophesy, to exhort and call the remnant to repent, all right, giving them understanding of what the scriptures are truly talking about so that you can acquire faith, all right, and once you receive the Holy Spirit of promise, all right, you can then apply faith in this grace period so that ultimately we can separate ourselves from the darkness, all right, of this world, of our own people, and offer up an acceptable sacrifice, all right, in preparation for the second coming of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, all right. And we know scripturally before the kingdom of heaven is set up, a great war has to take place, okay. So this is another episode going into news and prophecy, all right, where we link the things that are happening in the world to the scriptures so that you can see plainly and clearly in the midst of all of this confusion, all right. As we said, let's get the book of Isaiah, the 6th chapter, or Isaiah the 9th chapter, I believe. All right, this chapter is going into the birth and reign of the Prince of Peace, which is speaking of Yahweh Shai. This is the book of Isaiah 9 and 5. For every battle of the warrior is fought, all right, with confused noise. Okay? Every battle of the warrior is with confused noise. And garments rolled in blood. This is how ancient wars took place. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Burning and fuel of fire. Never looked up this word for fuel in the Hebrew. All right. Makalath, fuel. Interesting. Fuel. All right. And, you know, see here. To devour, to burn up. All right. Very interesting that this prophesied of the times we're in, where they have weapons, all right, that will bring fire on the earth. The scriptures talks about one of the miracles of the beast was his ability to make fire, all right, come down from heaven. He did that in Hawaii, but even going back, you know, NATO, when they struck, you know, in Bosnia, Kosovo, all right, leading all the way up to Nagasaki and Hiroshima, all right, Babylon has been the power. All right, but now all of these nations, pursuant to prophecy, have gathered these weapons unto themselves. So ultimately, ancient wars were fought, you know, with swords and shields, garments rolled in blood. All right, which, you know, that took some serious men to be a part of those wars, like manliness. All right, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So the war to come is ultimately going to be with burning and fuel of fire. Now, there are just a few more prophecies that have to be fulfilled. Ultimately, the sealing of the elect, civil unrest, the implementation of the MOTB, okay, which we see that digital system. They're hastening that system. Okay, we see these currency wars where you have particular nations opting out of the U.S. dollar. You see Russia, all right, being used as this figurehead to formulate their own beast system to combat the dominance of the West, all right, to come up against Israel, all right. And usually when nations try to opt out of the dollar, which we know they're all going into that MOTB system, and we know the elites are behind it all, but as the priest Shaman said, the elites don't agree. So the Lord has these devils all in a trick bag, and the elites, all right, are all in cahoots with Esau, Edom, but again, they don't all agree. So we know, all right, looking at history and looking at prophecy, that a war is going to have to break out. Okay, and ultimately, as you see on the screen, I'm pretty sure you brothers and sisters have saw videos done on this. All right, the House passes a bill, all right, to automatically register young men for the draft, and I believe women are a part of that as well. But it's not something set in stone right now, right? This was just something that they put on the table. Okay, it says the House passed a large defense bill Friday evening that included a provision that would automatically enroll young men between the ages of 18 and 26 for the selective service. Okay, and we're living in a time where the morale of the men in Babylon, the Babylon people here in America, period, they don't have that, General Patton spirit towards America. They don't want to fight. As a matter of fact, as the Elder Manata Zakba did this video, Cardi B broke it down perfectly. Okay? Even though she's a demon, hey, even a broken clock is right 2 times a day, right? Check out what she says. This is GMS South Carolina '08. The Elder Manata Zakba, subscribe and be edified. Cardi B was right about the draft. You social media TikTok demons, all right? And this is that generation of absolute madness. They call them Generation Z. All right, this is the final generation. Can nothing else come from this generation right here? But one thing I will say about Generation Z, the Lord is going to put a spirit on them to rebel. They're going to be out in the streets, all right? Because ultimately a lot of them have said to hell with this system, in the sense that, they don't want to, go work a job. They're making money off of social media, TikTok. And Esau's going to take that all away as he brings the squeeze. So a lot of these weirdos are going to be out in the streets going crazy and rebelling against this system. The Lord put a spirit in them to do that. All right. But anyway, let's check this out.
Okay? And all I want to say is to America, good luck with that. Article saying that the House just passed a bill that they're going to automatically register men from 18 to 26 for war. Okay? And all I want to say is to America, good luck with that. These new little niggas are TikTokers, baby. These motherfuckers ain't gonna fight no war. We gonna die. You gonna die. You might as well just keep motherfucking investing money in your guns. Because these new kids, you want to send these new kids to fight these wars? The TikTok fucking hip shakers? Out of your mind. This is a new America, baby. This ain't the 19 motherfucking. Nah, like seriously, you gonna draft these kids that be TikToking all day to fight them, what? Most likely what, them Russians? Them motherfuckers that be fighting bears and shit? And motherfucking climbing mountains to go to school and whatever? I got some news for you motherfuckers.
and she's right, all right? And that's prophetic, all right? Long, all right, gone are the days of General Patton. You can look him up. General Patton motivation speech. You can look up this guy, this Edomite. All right, long gone are these days, all right, where, there's that, that hardcore, American manliness, that pretty much the Lord put on them, all right, to dominate all of these years. All right, the Lord has weakened this place. As a matter of fact, they're struggling with recruiting. Okay?
Why is the U.S. military struggling to gain recruits? Ever since the 1970s, the United States military has been an all-volunteer force. Instead of a draft, recruiters got young men to sign up for a salary and benefits in exchange for a legally enforceable term of service. The U.S. isn't involved in an active war since withdrawing from Afghanistan, but the military was well off its recruitment goal in 2021. Part of the reason is that over 70% of Americans between ages 17 and 24 are ineligible for service. The culprits include mental health issues, past drug use, criminal record, and lack of a high school degree, or obesity.
See, the Lord has this place has been weakened. They're out of shape because they don't teach, all right, health anymore. They don't teach these children to take care of their health. So they grow up all messed up in their head, addicted to social media and TikTok, play too goddamn much. They're not serious about anything. They don't know anything about the country that they're so-called supposed to be serving. Okay, so over the years, all right, the U.S. has missed the mark when it comes to, all right, being able to recruit, because the youth and the people between 17 and 26, they're all jacked up.
And around only 13% of young people say they want to serve, meaning the military's actual pool of willing and able recruits is about 2%. So how do you fix this? Some suggest bringing back the draft, but the last thing the military wants is an unwilling army of Gen Z recruits. The other option is greater outreach, more benefits, and a focus on specialized skills.
And Gen Z is on TikTok. They bugged out, but one thing they have figured out is that this system is BS. So they ain't going to fight for no goddamn America. All right, so they're proposing a draft, right?
Maybe remove some of the requirements, like that one about past drug use, if the recruit is clean now. And that's how you build a Gen Z army.
All right, because they're all hooked on these drugs now. This is prophetic. This is the book of Jeremiah 51 and 30. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might have failed them. They have become as women. All right. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. Okay. And here we go. Okay. The mighty men of Babylon, that General Patton, spirit is gone. Okay. There's some other precepts as well, which even going back to ancient, the ancient Nineveh, all right, which was the capital of the Assyrian Empire. All right, there was a point where their men had got all effeminate, all right, and the armies round about knew it would be easier to attack them based upon the state of the morale of the people in their kingdom. And the men are very important to be in a manly state. Like for our purpose, our army, which is a spiritual army, we don't have a physical army with weapons. All right, but being on the front lines and doing what we do, it takes a true man. You can't be a wimp. Well, Esau, Edom, all right, and these heathen nations are getting ready to go to war. Okay, and when you look at all of these different nations, all right, they're focusing on manhood. China, Russia, all right. Meanwhile, over here in the Americas, let's get this real quick. All right. If only our military prioritized winning wars as much as they did celebrating alphabet, all right, you see that, radicalism. Okay? The military's obsession with alphabet radicalism and other neo-Marxist ideology is undercutting its overall readiness. So America's through. Now, don't get it twisted. They still have the power of the sword. But as all of these nations are gathering together for war, all right, Joel 3 and 8 and 3 and 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. A war is getting ready to happen. Point blank, period. Okay? As a matter of fact, there's a few moves that are being made proving that. Putin, all right, and Kim, all right, signed war pact against the West. President Vladimir Putin, there you go, Russia again, Gog and Magog, all right, or Magog, okay, and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un on Wednesday signed a new partnership that includes a vow of mutual aid if either country faces aggression, and pact that came as both faces escalating standoffs with the West. Okay, we don't have to get too deep into it. We can, if you want to look more into that, but here it is. Putin, all right, and the North Korean leader have signed a pact of war against the West. This is everything that prophecy said will be happening. Synonymously, NATO's chief says China should be punished for helping Russia. Okay? So ultimately, everything is falling in place. And when you look around, all of these nations are preparing for war. All right. The head of NATO, Jens Stoltenberg, has said that China must pay the price for propping up Russia's military campaign in Ukraine. Okay. Now, America's a part of NATO. But again, as we always show you, there's particular countries in NATO that don't agree with America. There's particular EU countries that don't agree with NATO. This beast system is a big mess. Turkey is fully getting ready to, join with Russia. Okay, so war is on the horizon. All of these things that we talk about, the Saudi Arabia opting out of the petrodollar, these different nations trying to formulate their own beast system. All of these things are going to lead to war prophetically. And that's what the scriptures say. Joel 3:9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, and all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. The mighty men. Let's look up the word mighty men. All right. Mighty men is Gabar, Ga-ba-waror. We know Gabar means warrior. Ga-ba-wa-ra. All right. Or just Gabar. Okay. Strong, mighty, brave man, mighty man. So all of these other nations, all right, are preparing their men for war. All right. But over here in America, all right, the Joe Biden administration, all right, what's happening? Okay, nothing but filth. Okay, as a matter of fact, I had this article. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, Biden's intel community. All right, here it is. They got a rainbow flag at the White House. Okay. Biden's intel community celebrate Pride Month with free trans flag, all right, manicures. So this is what America is focusing on. This is why American is looked at as the laughing stock of the world. So all of these nations are preparing for war. Synonymously, Babylon is being weakened. They're likened unto women. These nations are waking up the mighty man, right? Let's see here. Isaiah 13:7, therefore shall all hands be faint and every man's heart will melt, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames, because all of these things that's going to be happening on the planet Earth. Isaiah 19:16, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women. And that day shall Egypt be like unto women. Let's read what this says in the NLT or in other versions. All right. In that day, the Egyptians will be as weak as women. They will cower in fear beneath the appraised fist of Yahweh, all right, armies, all right. Woo. So, yeah, in that day in which we're in this day, Egypt shall be like unto women, all right. The courage and strength and pride of America has been sunken low. The morale of America has been sunken low, but they still have to go to war. So, okay, as we're talking about this draft, all right, Nahum 3:13, behold, thy people in the midst of thee are as women. This was what happened to the ancient empire of Nineveh. The leaders were cross-dressers. The men were completely, weak and incapable, effeminate. Okay, the women were just complete whores. All right, a nation like that is not conducive to survive. Okay, there's no order. Okay, behold, thy people in the midst of thee are as women. The gates of thy land shall be set wide upon open unto thine enemies. The fire shall devour thy bars. And ultimately, they're allowing all of these different, all right, heathen over here, Because a lot of people are just thinking, well, it's just Northern Kingdom, coming into the borders. No, it's a bunch of different nations, and a lot of them are military men, all right, that are over here prepared to wage war against it, and the elites are allowing it. The policies of Joe Biden are ultimately doing the bidding of the elite because they want this construct of America and the mindset behind it, your rights, your freedom of this. They want that dead. So they're allowing, all right, all kind of troops over here, okay? And they've pushed this weak, sissified mentality, okay, that's only going to work against America, okay? So coming back to this draft, all right, if they do implement this, all right, as we've seen videos by brothers, all right, going into this, hey, the decisions are going to be made because we got brothers, all right, that are, of the ages of 18 and 26, okay, and the Lord is going to be with his elect, all right, but these are certain things we're going to have to get around going through, all right. So, hey, the Heavenly Father is going to be with us, but I can't wait to see, all right, these weak, all right. As a matter of fact, why don't they just put thugs on the front line? Draft all of those thugs who like to shoot, all right, up their own neighborhoods. Put them niggas on the front line of World War III, all right. And these bold, all right, negative, demonic, toxic women. Okay, all of these pedos. Put all of these weirdos and thugs and bad bitches, that talk all that. Put all of these people on the front lines for World War III. Draft them first. All right. But it's going to be a lot of death. All right. And that's prophesied. All right. Because you people, you refuse to repent. And I believe the Lord is going to cover, all right, those who truly believe. But certain brothers could very well be given that order and the Lord just works a miracle, man. And get you out of that situation. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, all right, chapter 16. Okay. Just going into the atmosphere of what happens when war, all right, when these wars take place. Okay. Verse 23, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be laid waste, and the city shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give no fruit, all right, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate. So it's going to be hell going on in this world, man. So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. For in a city there shall be left 10, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. All right. So this is going to be the atmosphere once, all right, war takes place and this place starts getting hit, right? With terrorist attacks, all kind of stuff is getting ready to come down the pipe. But the point is this: the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Okay? So these are the things that we are to understand are coming down the pipe. All right? Because these nations are going to war. Okay? No matter what you believe, no, peace is not coming. Okay? World War III will be fought because it's written. Okay? We were reading the book of Joel, right? Joel 3:11, assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither, and cause thy mighty ones to come down. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, all right, over in the east, okay, where all of these nations, have been, even going back to the 90s, going back to what happened in Iraq. Okay, it's always been friction, but ultimately all of these nations are going to be gathered for what is known as Armageddon. All right. Now, before that, all right, there's going to be an all-out assault on Israel, the land of Israel. Right. It's going to be, a certain portion of that is going to be destroyed. Right. And America's going to come to their aid. But this goes into the least of the flock, drawing them out. Okay. Because Israel is the center of a lot of friction. And we know who's going to come to their aid is America. So war is being prepared. Okay. You stupid Americans. Okay. Who don't know your left foot from your right foot. A lot of you are going to be drafted into that war. Okay. Now, this is not a declaration that tomorrow, all right, people between the ages of 18 and 26 are going to be brought, drafted. But they're putting this on the table because, as we showed you, many people don't even have the morale to even want to join the military. They're missing recruiting. All right. Nobody gives a damn. All right. So what they're going to do, just like they did in certain other countries, is implement a draft. Now, in those countries like Ukraine and certain other, the men and certain women were like, look, I'm ready to fight. Put me into put me in the game, coach. Okay. Well, you're not going to have that mentality over here towards America because the morale is absolutely shot to hell. Okay, people have been, again, as Cardi B said, these little, the Generation Z, that they're on TikTok doing their skits, eating, these niggas are eating, women and men eating crab legs for, hey, people getting paid to just, foolishness has been monetized. So people have the ability to just get on the internet and say and do anything and get paid. Women get on the internet and burp and pass gas and men pay money for it. So again, this is that wealthy nation that dwelleth without care. These people don't have a care in the world, man. Okay, about the safety and fighting for some goddamn America. Okay, so Esau, the powers that be, are gonna have to put their hands down, man. All right, and as the elder Damashapa said, all right, decisions are gonna be made. As a matter of fact, let's see if I can pull that video up. He did a video. I have to look it up. All right, hard decisions will be made. Okay. Real good video. Ah, boy. Let me see. Boom, there we go.
Shalom.
All right, check this video out. The elder Damashapat of the Indianapolis camp. All right, head of that camp, Damashapat. Okay, hard decisions will be made. You know it's heavy, all them comments. So here we go. All right, these are the times we're in. To sort of take some things into consideration surrounding us. A situation where a draft is implemented. This will be a good video to watch. And now moving along with the news. Okay. Let's get these articles out of the way. We don't need these no more. But hey, call halal Yahweh Bashim Yashai. Okay, we're at that point. All right, where hey. It says at a time where war is raging in Ukraine and in the Middle East, which is really no such thing as the Middle East, it's just a region of Asia. It says the U.S. military is busy flaunting its support for alphabet insanity. So the Lord, the Lord has a special judgment for this place, man. All right, but moving along in the news, here we go. As we've been telling you, this system is coming. Okay. The U.S. Department of Commerce, this is off of Technocracy.news. Okay. U.S. Department of Commerce to digitize all identities of all Americans receiving public benefits. So if you want to, receive public benefits, they're going to start with them. And these things are going to be, presented as, oh, it's optional. Just like right now, all right, when you sign into particular emails or, sites or whatever, it's starting to give you the option of a fingerprint way to sign in, a more safe way to sign in. Now, right now, you're able to opt out of that. Nah, I'll just put my password in. But eventually, this system, all right, will be forced. And this is the system that's leading to the MOTB. Okay, this digital hub. This is the modern day Tower of Babel, as we've been telling you. Okay, this is why America in prophecy, okay, is likened to the land of Nimrod. Micah 5 and 6, and they shall waste the land of Assyria. Modern day Assyria is America with the sword, and the land of Nimrod and the entrances thereof. Thus he shall deliver us from the Assyrian when he cometh into our land and treadeth in our borders. So when they come after us, the Lord is eventually going to deliver us. And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people as the dew of heaven. All right, so the Lord is going to deliver his people, basically. But this is all code word for what's going to happen in America, because Yahweh Shai, the birth of the king in Bethlehem, okay, he's going to come, all right, and deliver us. That's the purpose of Yahweh Shai. Okay, he's going to deliver his people. All right, the remnant will be delivered, man. So as these wars are going on, okay, boom, he's gonna, deliver us. But it called America the land of Nimrod. And Nimrod, all right, we know, okay, Namrod, it means rebellion. Okay, the valiant. To rebel, and that's what we're witnessing, is a rebellion against Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. This is the modern day Tower of Babel. Okay, where these nations are gathering together using their technology, all right, to, basically overcome the Most High himself. What do you think CERN is doing? Right? They're calling on their guys. They're trying to figure out a way, all right, to conquer, all right, the Most High out and change the outcome. This is a rebellion. All right, now back then they built, a large ziggurat trying to reach up to the heavens, calling on their guys, using their scientists, okay, trying to form a one world government. Okay, that's what's going on here today. Okay, and Jeremiah, all right, speaking of Nimrod meaning rebellion, Jeremiah describes this place as double rebellion in prophecy. Jeremiah 24. Jeremiah 50, or is it 51? All right, Jeremiah 51. Let's see here. Is it Jeremiah 50? Yep, Jeremiah 50, Salakia. Jeremiah 50 and 21. It says, go up against the land of Marathaim, even against it, and against the inhabitants of Pekod, which these are all code words of America. Now, when you look up this word Marathaim, all right, Marathaim, the root word of it is mar, but as you see, it means double rebellion. All right, and this root is in Nimrod's name. All right, rebellious, another name for Babylon, but this is double rebellion. The root word is marah, and in America, okay, it means bitterness, right? The word America, Amerigo, all right, means bitter. It's a Latin, I believe it's a Latin word for, not Latin. All right, Amerigo. See if we can look it up. Yeah, I mean, a martygo, all right. It was a lesson I did on this some time ago. But the name itself, let's see, Amaro is Italian for bitter. Yeah, Italian, Amaro. And that's in America. America. Amargo. America was named after Amerigo Vespucci. Okay? So again, in Italian, yeah, he was an Italian. He was as they were conquering and stealing these lands, they named this land after Amargo, which ultimately, in its purest sense, it means bitter. So Jeremiah, okay, all of the prophets spoke, all right, to what we're witnessing here in America, all right, the double rebellion, and what Nimrod attempted to do and what many tyrants of old attempted to do. Now they have the technology to force everyone to come up under this digital hub to where you will be identified. Okay? Like your benefits, you can keep your public benefits, but at a price. That price is your freedom. The federal government has adopted a whole government campaign to enforce the adoption of the universal ID. Now, we just showed you New York has put forth a digital ID. Again, and these things are all options right now. But all they need is the right situation, and these things will be forced. When universal basic income is adopted in the future, because it will be, okay, as all of these jobs and all of these, there will be more shutdowns, the system's going to collapse, okay? And for people to be able to sustain themselves, okay, they're going to offer what is known as a UBI, universal basic income. Ultimately, we'll give you this amount of money a month in order to keep, the economy flowing, so you can be able to have something or buy something or be able to sustain yourself. You will be able to get this money. Now, how are you going to get that money is that you're going to have to enter into this digital grid. And eventually, you're going to have a chip, okay? Thus saith the scriptures, man. This is that system, all right, that will be formulated before the Lord returned. Okay? When universal basic income is adopted in the future, only the tagged and bagged will be on the list, and others can eat sawdust. This is the heartbeat of technocracy, all right, that has been in place since 1932. So this is a part of that technocracy. And we've already told you the technocracy, all right, is ruled by technocrats, people who operate in science and technology. They will be making the decisions on how the world should be ran, what could be deemed proper treatment, okay, and it could be digital, okay? So these are the things that are on the books, okay? We just show you these things because you can't say you didn't know. Okay, the AI will govern the new world. Travelers in EU may be subjected to an AI lie detector because things are getting so bad. These are the types of things that are being put on the books where ultimately they're going to have to detect you. They're going to have to know your intent. You're going to have to put your soul into this system so they can know that you're trustworthy to even travel. These are the types of things that are coming. Okay? Biometrics, all right, is the new wave, all right, of the new world order. This is what's coming. Okay? British travelers to Europe may soon have to pass scrutiny from the European Union's controversial artificial intelligence lie detector, all right? Let's see. Is the EU AI Act leaving backdoor for emotion recognition? Emotion recognition. Okay, you're going to be a sense offender. All right, there's a movie, I forget the name of it, man, where ultimately if you if you had particular senses, you can be an offender. If you thought a particular way, if you showed emotions towards something, you could be an offender, man. This is the type of world that they're trying to set up in the planet Earth, man. Okay? I forget the name of that movie. It's a real good movie, though, that y'all should watch. But it shows you the type of world that they're trying to establish. Full control, erasing the history. Okay? They show you all of what they want in these movies. You think all of these movies they've been doing just was done for you, your entertainment? No, that was their way of telling you what they're going to do, because they're left-handed prophets speaking things into existence as well. Now they're at a point where they have to be more open with it. Okay? So things are going to get more tight. Okay? Fingerprint cards strike 2 deals and transition away from mobile biometrics. Okay? Ultimately, they're going to identify you on their grid. You're going to have to merge man with machine. Okay? So these are the types of things that's happening, all right? Speeding cameras and DWI checkpoints. Dallas police introduce legislative agenda. This is the wave of the future. Okay? Again, you've seen this agenda, defund the police. Policemen are quitting. They don't even answer the phone anymore. You got to put in you call 911 for certain, crimes. You just you put in your claim and we'll call you back. Police are becoming obsolete, right? So they're going to replace that, okay, with AI, with your left-handed angels that are going to be able to, you're going to have to stop as you're driving and do checkpoints because of there's so many wrecks, especially out here in Dallas. People can't drive. Moabites on the road, women on the road. They don't know what the hell is going on. They got 2 hands on the steering wheel. Going 100 miles an hour, you look over, this nigga got some shades on looking at you. They're drugged up. So to counter, all right, all of these wrecks, okay, they're going to offer speeding cameras so you can get a ticket, all right, not by a physical police. They're going to set up artificial intelligence, all right, to pick up how fast you were going at a point. All right, and this is going to be implemented as a form of peace and safety to make people slow down and to get drunk drivers off of the road. Okay, so this is where it's going. Okay, and eventually it ain't going to be people stopping you. It's going to be AI stopping you, where you will have to pull over and get checked out. Okay, let's see here. Now, Trump is being set up as this savior to stop and combat this digital system that they're trying to implement. But at the same time, he's leading you to it. As a matter of fact, there's this video. Check this out.
And President Trump made his position very clear this week.
I will ensure that the future of crypto and the future of Bitcoin will be made in the USA, not driven overseas. I will support the right to self-custody to the nation's 50 million crypto holders. I say this with your vote. I will keep Elizabeth Warren and her goons away from your Bitcoin. And I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency.
He's also vowing to block, all right, who that, all right, in their power grab or in that treaty. Okay. As a matter of fact, let's see if I can find that. Let's see here. I was watching something a couple of weeks ago where Trump basically, he's against the WHO treaty, supposedly. Okay? Yeah, basically, I'll find it later, but there was a point where he was talking about he's against the treaty. He's supposed to be against central bank digital currencies, right? And he's being set up to be this messianic figure, all right, to save you Americans from the New World Order, which is a goddamn lie, okay? Christian TV evangelicals fire up Trump support with messianic message. So Trump is being set up, all right, as it says here, this is really a battle against good and evil, okay? Trump is this figurehead that represents the fight against evil. This is why he's getting persecuted, all right? All of these right wingers are being persecuted because of they're coming, like Ryan Garcia, people like that, all right? Complete bug outs, but they set these people up, all right, as figures that are against the system, but at the same time, they're leading you into the system. And this is explained in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, because they're leading you into this digital system. The MOTB is coming. Okay, Revelation 13 and 11, a beast from the earth. This is representing the revival of Rome, America. This gives more explanation as to what the final horn of the heathen, all right, the revival of the fourth beast would do. Revelation 13 and 11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Now, when you look up this word horns, because Trump promises all kind of things, right? But does he come through on those promises? What about Julian Assad? Okay, it says Kiras, two horns like a lamb, representing the democratic and republican system, which gives these people a false sense of freedom, and they put their trust in the system, right? And they give their soul over to this system. A horn, all right, to get to the point, a mighty and valiant helper, the author of deliverance of the Messiah. Trump is being set up as some sort of Messiah against the deep state. All right. But at the same time, he talks shit, but he supports the small hats. He supports the very problem with everything. All right. And he is responsible for a lot of the digital surveillance. All right. That was set up. Okay. Them spying on you. Trump was a big part of that. Okay. So he's being set up as this figure that's going to stop these banks from garnering all of this control, stop them from implementing a digital currency to where they can, he's not going to do a goddamn thing. But he's being set up as this savior against this system. But at the same time, he's leading you to it. Okay? Because the MOTB is coming. Right? Brain chips to replace cell phones in the future, Elon Musk. Okay? And again, like at one point, computers were, just a here and there thing. Now it dominates the way of everyday life. Cell phones, all right, at one point were just a here and there thing. Now it's the standard of your life. Well, now we're seeing this microchip be implemented here and there. It will, in the future, all right, become the standard way that you're going to live on Earth in Esau's NWO. The billionaire's Neuralink company, which this is one of many companies bringing this technology, implanted the first chip in a human brain last January and is now gearing up for a second trial. No, they've been doing trials. Okay? And this is an Edomite. These are the Edomites. This is the system, all right, that is eventually going to bring about this chip. Okay, so it had two horns like a lamb and spake as a dragon. All right, and a lamb comes as this, meek and humble. They mean, but ultimately they're wolf in sheep's clothing, man. And they're getting ready to speak as a dragon. Okay, because again, all it's going to take is one false flag to bring about this system. All right, and right here, CIA agent admits they are plotting a false flag just in time for the election. So something big is coming. Okay? Something big is coming. Could it be a grid attack? Okay, could it be some one of them get assassinated? Okay, could it be, the water is tainted? Could it be another demic where people are all sick? Can they hit a switch and all of those people with that juice inside of them turn into zombies? Who knows what's going to happen? Okay? But ultimately, they are getting ready to come with something. Okay? In order to justify establishing this system, they're going to need some sort of black swan event. Okay? Yeah, the fake meat. Oh, Lord. And notice a lot of these, there's a lot of recalls on food lately. Right? There's a lot of recall on food, man. Okay? Because ultimately these devils are up to something. But yeah, the chip is coming. Cell phones will become obsolete in the future, being replaced by chips that are implanted directly in the human brain, billionaire tech entrepreneur Elon Musk has predicted. His Neuralink biotech company implanted a brain chip for the first time in a 30-year-old, Nolan Arbaugh, back in January. The surgical procedure involved placing a computer chip, which is about the size of a coin, in the region of the brain which controls the intention to move. Okay, the chip is then used to record and transmit brain signals, yada, yada, yada. So, hey, this system is coming. Okay, this chip is coming, man. Digital money is coming. All of these things are coming. That's why all of these banks are shutting down. Okay, everywhere you look, banks are being shut down. The talks of digital money, all right? Even with Saudi Arabia opting out of the petrodollar deal, what did they immediately jump into? All right, a digital currency, all right? Even the BRICS, they all met together, and now all of a sudden they're talking about bringing about a digital coin, a digital, currency. So this is where the world is going, man. And this is what John the Revelator saw. All right, all of the deception leading, to this system where he's going to cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, via many means to receive a mark in their right hand and their foreheads, which is going to be your oath to Satan. Your alliance into this new world will be, filled. Okay, it will be fulfilled with you taking that mark, and you won't be able to buy or sell if you don't have that mark. Okay, so this is where we are. All right, call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. All right, let's see here. Transhumanism and Ovid injections are the internet of bio nano things, part 4. All right. Let's see. Technocrats at OpenAI in reckless race for dominance. Yeah. So here we go. This is the world that they're getting ready to bring. But how are they gonna, present it to the public without the backlashes? They're gonna need some sort of big event, which we believe that's coming, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. I had this video as well before we close this out. I don't want to make this too long. Let's see here. See if I can pull it up. The elder brother Awam from Alabama.
To healthcare and other.
I think that's where it's going to pick up. So like right now, you measure stuff with your smart watch, right? Let's say you have it inside your body instead, and automatically get that feed into your phone.
And these things are being talked about all over. Okay? Pretty soon it's going to be right in your face. Oh, check this out.
Look at this.
Because people are just going into stores, just stealing soda. You know, somebody could take their cup up there and put all of their money. I mean, just fill up their cups with whatever they want. All right. To combat that, they can bring about this kind of system.
Perfect. Oh my God. Isn't it great? Chris. I know, it's my dream. I have goosebumps.
See, this brings about a safer environment. Okay. And imagine that chip being in you.
Well, the vision is yet where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is giving me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish.
There's three aspects to this New World Order. A New World Economic Order in which a computer will be injected into our hands or foreheads as a means to track, control, and identify us, and will also be used to make our purchases and scan.
Well, they've already put the program in. I was told by one central banker who'd seen the CBDC and shown it by one of the major old central banks. They were ready to roll it out in 2016. But they didn't. But he was shown it, and it was very small. It was a little, sort of like a grain of rice, to be implanted subcutaneously under your skin.
I think it's the wave of the future that we'll all have implants.
The right to walk around without a microchip implant seems pretty safe right now. But would that still be the case if people without implants somehow came to be in a minority? Or if the infrastructure of the entire planet ever came to be based on the assumption that people do have an implant?
Is this the mark of the beast? This is the mark of the beast. It's June.
Yep, and this is Mysteries of the Kingdom, the Trilogy. Subscribe to that page and be edified. Beautiful videos. But he puts these together. The Charagma, episode 114. I may download all of them and just make a whole video out of them. Put it on another site, But this is the reality of where we are, and we can't act as if this has nothing to do with the Bible. See, that's what these camps are doing. They're telling you not to worry about this. No, this will be presented in our lifetime. So what do? Do we say, yeah? Does God care if you put a chip in you? Hell yeah.
Well, what is going on here, John?
Well, Rolly, there's been this thing going around, this email from Suncorp Bank. Now, for those of you who are outside of Queensland, Australia, Suncorp is like a local bank in our state, and we'll just put a picture up of the letter that was sent around. But they're pretty much canvassing their customers and asking them, how they'd feel about being microchipped and explaining how safe it is. And we've been putting it in animals for the last 20 years, and it's going to be really great. And yeah, they're pretty much canvassing all the customers to get ready for the microchip.
To see how everyone feels about getting one.
Yeah, just putting the word out. Start talking about it. And get everybody accepting it.
I wonder how many people will come back and say, "Yeah, I'm fine with that."
Yeah,
that's what makes me think.
I do believe we are just there. We will have devices in our body, and our wealth will be directly proportional with the number of the devices that we will have in our own body. We have to have, because imagine a world that we use right now, cell phones, and we personalize those cell phones. We change the ringtone, we change the wallpaper. So it will be the same. We will have devices in our body, and we will personalize those devices to have a cooler side in a party, and as well as to check our body health and wellness.
Janan, you are putting electrodes into the brain. So given what Ed says, we don't really understand a huge amount about it. How do you know you hit the right spot? I mean, is it just sort of like throwing a dart? You're just saying, let's fingers crossed, let's hope for the best?
So what we do in our needle type device, we have multi-channels. So in one electrode, we apply voltage to the neuron, and then through another electrode, we measure the neuron potential. And once we know that we are at the right location, through the neuron potential that we measure, then we infuse multiple drugs at that location. This is a multifunctional and minimally invasive device, and I call this device spaghetti because it is initially stiff enough to be inserted inside the brain, and then later on there is a special polymer around it, so it dissolves in the body fluidics, brain fluidics, and becomes flexible and move around with the brain itself. And
enhancing the human body. This is the serpent from the garden. That same spirit is here through these people, okay, coming with a way to overcome and disrupt the Heavenly Father's plan.
And by this way, we can minimize the mechanical harm inside the brain tissue.
We have radio frequency identification, or RFID chips. These tiny devices can store information, such as a unique user ID, which can be read wirelessly by scanners. They're often used for tracking items in warehouses, but they're increasingly being used in more personal applications, such as implanted medical devices or even pets. Some futurists even speculate that one day, we might all have an RFID chip implanted in our bodies, carrying all our personal information. These technologies in themselves are neutral. They can be used for good, for convenience, for security. But they could also potentially be used to implement a system as described in the prophecy. A system where everyone is marked, everyone is tracked, and no one can buy or sell without the mark. We find ourselves in a society where the mark of the beast isn't some distant, abstract concept, but a tangible reality.
Yeah, subscribe to that brother's page. So, that's pretty much it. I had some other things, but the bottom line is, hey, we're in some critical times, and you have leadership, trying to throw that prophecy out and mock us bringing out this information as if we're just being some fear mongers. Don't take that, man. Okay? Prepare to ultimately trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, because this is where the world is going. Okay? U.S. ambassador says Americans should rot in jail if they criticize Israel. Wow. And this dude just continues to get caught, this guy. Okay? Everywhere you look, come fake meat. Kansas sues these people, see it, for killing millions with these juices. People expose this, all right, are more likely to die. And this is not medical information. We're just reading these articles. Study concludes the juice makes people retarded. And if you notice, the people are getting worse. Since that till now, people are more stupid. Okay? People are more aggressive. It's a lot of stuff happening in this world since that juice. Okay? This place got to go, man. Malaysia prepares to join the BRICS. Kansas sues these people for deceiving public about adverse to that juice. They cause fertility problems. An off switch discovered. So Adobe to start spying on your images, yada, yada, yada. U.S. government to pay $500 million for studies on new oral and nasal juice. Like they just don't stop. Australia mandates food rations to prepare for the bird flu. WEF calls for a controlled demolition of global food system. We're going to have to talk about that in another lesson. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, this is big. I saw the Elder Mwatazak. He kind of spoke on that. Because this is a systematic food shortage they're about to bring as well. All right. All right, so we'll leave it there, man. You know, hopefully I'll edify it on to the next. Shalom.